A very warm good evening to all viewers and welcome to our SSBC English Bulletin. I am Nyebeng Mayom Tulba with you for this evening's news. Starting off our news for this evening, a committee formed to investigate this week's incident at Sherkat was sworn in before President Kiir in a ceremony praised over the Chief Justice. As Joe Mereng reports, the committee is tasked with the responsibility of resolving the issue and bringing those responsible to book.
The investigation committee to investigate into the unfortunate incident that resulted into the loss of lives and destruction of property at Shirkata on 3rd of June 2020 took oath before President Salva Kiir to perform all their functions and powers assigned to them in good faith and in furtherance of justice as the law requires. The oath-taking was administered by Chief Justice Chandrash Madud in the President's office on Sunday. Speaking to the investigation committee after the oath-taking, President Salva Kiir urged the committee to dig deeper and find out the facts on what led to the incident that resulted into the loss of lives and destruction of property at Shirkat on 3rd of June.
You have to dig into the details of what happened so that such an incident does not repeat itself again. And if there are people who are found, who are to be found guilty of anything in this incident, they will be taken to court so that they will become example.
President Salva Kiir further said that there are no reports that people from Bahar Kazala are being targeted in Boro as speculated on the social media, but he will also put in place a facts-finding committee to find out if there were people from Bahar Kazal being targeted in Boro.
Zema tala beli shahad nas bita Bahar Kazal kan fi Bor are being killed by the Boer people, which did not happen. So far we have not heard of anybody who has died in Bor. Wana shakaltu lejna bardo chani hagge fil kalam de fi Bor if there has happened any loss of life or property. Will have to investigate it also. The people who might have fought for Shirkat, these are one people, and they have been one since the struggle started in 1983. They were fighting side by side against the enemy. And whatever good number of people that might have come from diaspora cannot come and change the direction that we have been moving to. We know the conflict between us since 1991 has brought in hatred in a way that it has never been in South Sudan before. But hatred can be brought down through by telling the facts and truth, whatever it is. This is what will take away the hatred. I don't have any doubt in your capabilities to do this perfectly as we want.
The chairperson of the investigation committee, Madola Rolkachuol, said the committee is committed to accomplish the investigation work within the agreed time frame of 7 days.
All we can say is that we wholeheartedly accept the assignment, and we are committed to accomplishing the mission successfully within the designated time frame.
The Minister of Presidential Affairs, Neil Deng Nial, urged the public to be patient and avoid speculation on what transpired in Shirkat and not to jump into conclusion. Neil Deng Nial said the government is committed to do what is supposed to be done, and those found guilty will be held accountable.
I would like to urge the public in the Republic of South Sudan and Sudanese citizens abroad in the diaspora to be patient, to await the results of this investigation, to avoid speculation in the social media or elsewhere as to what actually transpired in Gumbo Sherikat or in Bor, what were the reasons or the triggers for these unfortunate incidents. We should not speculate on that. We should not jump to conclusions, but patiently await the outcome of these investigations. If indeed those events were purely of a criminal nature, then that will be borne out by the investigation process. If there are other dimensions to what has transpired that are non-criminal in nature, that also will be shown out. It's important to note that our communities are living peacefully. They continue to go about their daily business in perfect harmony, whether in Bor or in Juba, and that's the spirit that we would like to see prevail, and would like also our people to be guided by the same spirit of patience, wait for the facts to be unearthed, to be ascertained, and then after that your government is committed to doing what needs to be done in light of what the investigation will unearth. All those who will be found to have been in one way or another involved with this incident will have to account before the law, and then justice in all instances is going to prevail.
The investigation committee was formed on 4th of June to investigate into the unfortunate incident that took place in Shirkat on 3rd of June that resulted into the loss of lives of 9 people and destruction of property. According to the order, the investigation committee headed by the Minister of Justice is expected to submit its findings and recommendation to the President of the Republic within 7 days. For SSBC, Jonglei, Office of the President, Juba.
The Vice President for Service Cluster, Hussein Abdul-Baghi Akol, received tributes from the people of South Sudan on the death of his father. As Matiang Joseph reports, preparations are underway to transport the body of Sultan Abdul-Baghi Akol in his home village in a well for burial next week. Sultan Abdul-Baghi Akol died in Juba on Saturday at the age of 92 after a short illness.
Tribute to Sultan Abdul-Baghi Akol, who passed away on Saturday, age 92, after a short illness. Sultan Abdul-Baghi is a biological father to the Vice President Hussein Abdul-Baghi Akol. Sultan Abdul-Baghi was an exceptional traditional leader who in his long life made extraordinary impact in South Sudan, especially Awul East County, where he hailed from. Since the passing on of Sultan Abdul-Baghi Ayi, many tributes have been pouring in from across the country, including his colleagues in the chieftainship.
زول المهم الحسن له وفا وزول معروف زول خدم كثير في الدولة ده اللي هو دولة جنوب السودان. عشان كده أنا سميت بأنه أبونا عبد-الباقي أي ربنا ساله. عشان كده أنا جيت لجناو اللي هو نائب الرئيس حسين عبد-الباقي، لأنه ده وقت أنا كنت بعرفه وزول برضه سال من أسرة حقنا هو نسيبنا. عشان كده أنا لازم نجي نعمل له تهزية. وأنا بقول أسرة بتاع عبد الباقي هي طبعا ده قسم من ربنا وده إرادة من ربنا لازم نقوي قلوبهم.
The death of Sultan Abdul Bagi has shocked many who knew him for good deeds.
فسلطان عبد الباقي كان له دور كبير جدا. كان عندي هديه بسيطه كده جبت له يباع المصعد والمصلايه والحمايه الكبيره اللي قاعد يلبسها سلطان عبد الباقي. فقال لي يا اخي يا ولدي عندنا مشكله في على النيل، مشكله ما بتحل الا نمشي. فانا داير قلت له امشي معي عشان نمشي فمشينا وحظ الكويس وصلنا والمطر ما بنزل في على النيل في شارعين، لكن المطر نزل في اليوم اللي وصلنا شارعين.
It is a life full of a dedication that many have always admired. Plenty of eulogies are being recorded based on his contributions during the liberation struggle, as he was one of the vibrant and influential chiefs in the area.
عبد الباقي هي المذكر لما كنا في الخرطوم 96 كان قاعدين عندهم مجموعه قوي اللي يمكن ساعد رعايه اليمنى لهركشه طلع كميه من الشباب يمكن هم غانا الان في اداره بتاع حكومه جنوب السودان. يعني كان عنده جيش كبير تجاه تكلفات مايو عنده المحكمه.
بالنسبه لنا نحن الشعب في السودان وهنا على شمال السودان راسي هو مسلم راشد اسمه خاص سلطان عبد الباقي هو معنا.
Sultan Abdul Bagi Ayina Kol was born in 1928 in Awul East County. His life brimmed with endearing humility and high morale of cultural conduct earned him much respect and persistent remembrance by those who shared with him moments with him until his departure. He died at South Sudan Modern Hospital on June 6, 2020. Many have described him as a bellwether to the generation. High-profile figures, including Tut Gadwa, came to pay tribute. His body will be flown to his hometown, Awul, next week for burial. Reporting for SSBC, Mathiang Joseph.
I am now joined by the Undersecretary of Ministry of Health to give an update about the COVID-19 situation in the country. Dr. Makul Matur Karion, please give us the latest update with what is going on with coronavirus in South Sudan.
Thank you. The Public Health Laboratory today released test results of 183 that were run today, including 6 follow-up test results. And the result came back as follows. Of all the results released, the positive cases were 67. These 67 include 65 new cases and 2 positive follow-up cases. And the details of this result are as follows. The screening total tested positive were 61. Contacts were 3 and suspects were 1. This makes up 65 positive new cases for today, while the other 2 positive cases came from among the follow-up cases. This brings the total cumulative positive cases for South Sudan since the beginning of the pandemic to 1,604 new cases. Now the cumulative discharge for today has gone to 15, and the bigger the story of today's discharges is that
His Excellency, the First Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar Teng, and the Honorable Minister for Defense, Honorable Angelina Teng, the Honorable Minister for Justice and Constitutional Development, Ruben Madol Arol, the Honorable Minister for Information and Broadcasting Service, Honorable Michael McQuailwet, and Honorable Minister for Environment, Ms. Josephine Napon, and the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Deng Dao Deng, have all tested positive on the second follow-up test and therefore are declared discharged. This brings the total discharges so far to 15. However, the cumulative total death as of today has gone with significant number of community deaths, and we take the opportunity to congratulate the First Vice President and the Honorable Ministers for recovery, and we look forward to seeing them going back to their duties in their respective departments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Makur Matur, for that latest update. Now continuing on with our news, members of the Specialized Committee on Transport, Roads and Bridges at the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, headed by its chair Paul Poor, visited Juba Rumbek Road to assess the challenges facing construction of the road. In a statement to SSBC, Poor said that they would take their report to Parliament. The project manager of Shandong High Speed Company, Zhou Yu, attributed the destruction on the road to heavy flood and lack of data collection.
According to what we see, I myself am not convinced for what's been done, because we know the capacity and the ability of Chinese companies who are working in the region, because we know the ability of Chinese and we know the capacity of Chinese companies.
ولقينا انه الشغل لا زالت ماشي، وحتى المنطقه ده تم الصيانه بتاعته من الاسم هذا الشيء. في حين الناس في حاله بتاعت انه يعملوا اعاده تصميم، لما يكون في اعاده تصميم يكون في ايقاف بتاع التنفيذ بيقيف. لانه التصميم اللي اعاده التصميم الجديد اللي بيجي دي بيلغي التصميم القديم والتنفيذ القديم. وطالما في تصميم جديد لازم يتم وقف مؤقتا للشغل في الشارع اللي نحن واقفين فيها.
نشوف الشارع بتاع شاندونغ الشغال كيف. ناو لقينا شارع ما واضح، وشارع ده هو شارع بربط المواطنين بتاع باركزال الكبرى مع آسمة، وناو شارع يعني لقينا شارع بطال، شارع بس يعني بكبوطين. هسه عندهم شاب وشوكته ذاته، وفي كلامات الكثير للمواطنين. ناس بيقول الشارع بتاع بار الغزال الكبرى ماشي كويس، لكن ونينا كان كوميتي جينا في زيارة رسمي لقينا شارع تعبان.
Welcome back, viewers. If you've just joined us, you are watching our 8 p.m. English Bulletin News, coming live to you from Juba, South Sudan, and I am Nyibeng Mayom Tulba. Continuing on our news, the communities of Luolgang of Awil East and Awanyin of Gogrial held a peace conference in Wanjuk to reconcile and strengthen the two communities. Secretary General Ater Garang said that the meeting paved way for the communities to live in peace. The chief of Awanyin, Ajang Dut, said that the communities would work closely with the state authorities to resolve their disputes.
When to thank the government and people of the Ifang Gogrial Estate for effort that they made in order to apprehend the culprit and transfer them to Wanjuk, where the incident occurred. As government and people of Awil East, we are working for peace, because peace is the only asset that we have as community. So, and we also call the national government as well as our partners in peace to ensure that the peace in South Sudan is a real peace that the people should have to benefit.
We are here purposely to talk to the communities of two states, that is Dipango Real Estate and Awili State, and Awili State, because these people are, are one people in common border. So we are here to tell them that what had happened is an isolated incident that should not be generalized to be a community and community, or a state and the state. So we are here basically, we talk to them, to these communities. All the chiefs has spoken, everybody is spoken, and we have all agreed that law must take its course.
As the chiefs, we urge all the communities to remain calm, since we are the two sisterly communities who have never had any conflicts among themselves. So we advise anyone in the community to remain in peace.
الشيء اللي نجينا فوق ده مشاكل بتاعت جاو كان أصل، لكن نحن جايين نجي نحل المشكلة بين أول شان ولانا برجع وجاو ملون يور نحن أساسا جينا عشان نجي نعمل سلام بيننا.
The authorities and defunct Torit state have embarked on development of feeder roads with commencement of the rehabilitation of Juba Magui Torit Road. The Secretary General of the defunct Torit state, Emmanuel Ositi, said that the initiative would boost food production in the state. The rehabilitation supported the World Food Programme is to ensure that supply of locally produced food is increased for better nutrition in the country.
Now see how the progress of work in maintaining the road is progressing. First of all, this road project started during the tenure in office of the former governor, Honorable Alberto Romo. And of course, this project, based on my knowledge, this is a part of the program for the Partnership for Resilience and Recovery, which is a support and donation from donors and partners of goodwill. I think the implementing agency is the World Food Programme. And of those partners or donors who are active in the maintenance of this road is our friend, the friend of South Sudan, that is the government of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. So we really appreciate them to have provided the funds. And of course you call this part here the 0-0, which is the start. As we proceed towards Magui, we shall see how the road is being maintained, the standard.
Magui Road is a very important road. It's the major road that is connecting the state to the countries and to other biams. It's very important. It's actually for the regional connectivity with the neighboring countries, as well as for socio-economic and development and agricultural. Hopefully this road will never end up in Magui. We need to reach to the potential agricultural areas. I would like also to give our appreciation to our donors like the Netherlands government, World Food Programs, and EU for the existing supports in the Eastern Equatorial State. It is very important to improve the livelihood of the farmers in the areas. Without roads, there will be no development. The roads is the major role in development. We hope that in the nearest future, this road will be connected from Torit, Magui, Pageri as the alternative highway in the country.
My name is Emmanuel Hailu. I'm the project engineer for Torit Magui Road.
We started the project in June, in July. Actually, we started on the 14th of June. It has been 4 months, but the rain yes, decreased. Let's see the progress together. If there's anything.
Are there some challenges you're facing?
Yeah, the challenges, the rain is very heavy around here. The rain is very heavy around here.
So there's just been a small correction that has been made. The Undersecretary was meant to say earlier, the first Vice President and the ministers who were initially tested positive have recovered fully after their results actually came out negative. Now continuing on with our news bulletin, SPLM Secretariat in the defunct Jonglei state commanded this week's incident at Shirkat in Juba, which resulted in the loss of lives and injuries. The Deputy Secretary General Makir Chol described information allegedly targeting individuals from a certain region living in Bor as baseless. He urged relatives and friends of the victims from both sides to allow the law to take its course.
My name is Makir Chol Adel, the Deputy SPLM Chairman in Jonglei State. I'm here to say the position of the SPLM in Jonglei. The SPLM Jonglei State and people are not happy with what happened on 3rd June 2020 by the protesters of Shirkat incident, which led to the killing of innocent civilians. That was individual case in Juba, not here in Bor. And justice will take its course at national level, not here. Hence, the SPLM Jonglei State Secretariat directing the state authorities to carry out serious investigation on the matter, who organized it and how it became destructive. We are also sorry to the families of those who lost their life in Shirkat incident. May their soul rest in peace. We also condemn the protesters' slogans during the demonstration by shouting down our chairman and the President of the Republic no to such act here in Bor. To add something also here, I'm adding that there are rumors being circulated by the anti-government, anti-people of South Sudan that Bargadarian citizens are being killed here in Bor. This is ridiculous. This is a lie. And we are here for one government, one nation. Jonglei State has never betrayed the cause of the movement as well as the cause of the nation. These allegations, we are not for it. Those who are here, who went on the road to destroy, are thugs, are criminals, of which we are now ready to find them out among our people. So I want to assure you all Bargazalans, Southern Sudanese people, wherever you are, that Bor is a safe place. Incidents which took place are caused by the niggers who are here everywhere. They are in Juba and they are here being tightened. The government is serious about them. These are the people who destroy, who make this nonsense here on the road of Jonglei State. So my appeal is that be calm, be patient, don't listen to the rumors. I'm here to announce that there is nothing of that. Feel free. Dinkas are one. There is no Dinka in Bargadal and no Dinka in Bor, in Jonglei. We are one. Even South Sudan is ours. We belong to South Sudanese. Nobody can kill somebody. And the law is there. And I'm happy that our president has formed the committee for investigations.
The construction of Ngag Bakar Akwacha Khan Road in Warrap State has begun. Makerdit and Brothers Company is constructing the road with the support of the state government. They said the road would provide access to farmers to transport their produce to the market. He said that the road would also link remote areas to health facilities during rainy season.
Yeah, we are now constructing the road here, which is 5 kilometers in Akonier, in Ngabaker. We are linking the communities because the road here is one of the issues. So we asked the community, they contribute the fuel, and then we brought the machine, and the work is going smoothly. The road was a problem, and then the community request our office that they will provide food and the fuel, and then we will contribute the machines. And that is why we start this work in May, and we are going to finish hopefully in 15th of June, 2020. They just appreciate us, the work we done, and also we thank them because MBC is a national company and is a company that based in South Sudan, and we are also going to help them. They say that the importance of this road, like when they want to go for their gardens, they have accessibility. The children that are going to school, they will use this road, and that is why the road is very important to them.
Egypt delivered its third COVID-19 medical kits weighing 13 tons to Juba on Saturday. Egyptian Ambassador Dr. Mohammed Quartan said the donation followed the directives of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to stand with the government and the people of South Sudan. The Director General of Directorate of Pharmaceutical and Medical Supply, Moses Deng Malwal, thanked Egypt for the support.
On behalf of our leadership, the Republic of South Sudan, and the Minister of Health, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Ambassador, for this kind and donations. We appreciate that. And خلينا نقول إنه المساعدات من الشعب المصري والحكومة المصرية للشعب جنوب السودان وحكومة جنوب السودان في جهود مكافحة جائحة كورونا. هذه مساعدات مقدرة من مصر والشعب المصري.
اليوم يتم تسليم الشحنة الثالثة من المساعدات المصرية الموجهة للأشقاء في جنوب السودان بناء على توجيهات السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي بتقديم الدعم بشكل عاجل لجهود مكافحة جائحة الكورونا في جنوب السودان. كما تعلمون تم تسليم شحنتين قبل ذلك يومي 19 و 21 مايو الماضي. هذه الشحنة تشمل مستلزمات طبية إضافية من بينها كمامات ومطهرات شخصية وبدل واقية للأطقم الطبية ومستلزمات طبية أخرى. حرصنا على تقديم هذه المساعدة في إطار روح التضامن بين الأشقاء في مواجهة الظروف الصعبة والعلاقات الأخوية والوثيقة والطبيعية بين البلدين على مختلف المستويات الرسمية والشعبية.
Artists are urged to work for the common interests of the country. The acting chair of the South Sudan Artists Association, Deng Matoto, called on South Sudanese musicians to spread herd unity through music. He said he would embark on building a common ground to promote cooperation amongst artists. Musician Garang Ateng acknowledged the importance of continuous support to artists to market South Sudan to the world.
All of us, apart from you, join and work together to be that. The people say truly African, who is that which is the South Sudan SSBC, isn't it? Truly South Sudan SSBC, truly African. Not that we are the only African in South Sudan, but we're not that now. We can work together. As per now, what I'll tell you, we shall work from state to state. From state to state. We have what is called a state coordinator.
House, and I cannot longer run the arts union activities in the country. And therefore, I'm heading over the job so that to those who are active, so that they can run the arts union in the country, and then I'll be containing myself in my house.
Congratulations to the Mtoto, he really deserves it.
And I really wish that we can make use of this chance to get united as artists and the media people. Let's make use of this union to have interaction between the artists and the media people in a good way. So
I know that I'm a musician, I'm a colleague. I thank you so much for the opportunity you've given me to work with Duma Tutu and the team. Honestly, leadership is a collective responsibility. You have spoken a very good word, which I believe if a good leader will not speak. But I promise you, we will carry forward your good word and your message where you can.
Looks like we've come to the end of our news for this evening. Thank you so much for watching. It is always a pleasure to have your company. Once again, I am Nyebeng Mayom Tulba. Until next time, please stay safe, stay blessed. See you soon.